So, welcome to this edition of Breaking Out of Depression, and we have our guest as well as our co host Gabriella Woods live. And now, let us come into the studio as we introduce our guest. Gabriella is going to do the needful, and we're going to set the program in motion. Gabriella,
Thank you so much, Andy.
welcome.
Pleasant, pleasant good afternoon to all. So, without further ado, let us just welcome Dr. Han, who is a mental scientist, ordained minister, businessman, and author who helps people tap into divine intelligence to create the life they desire. After a devastating accident left him unable to walk, he defied all odds using the power of his mind, proving that our thoughts shape our reality. Now he teaches others how to shift their mindsets, overcome challenges, and manifest success in every area of life. His inspiring journey and practical insights empower listeners to break through limitations and step into their highest potential. His primary niche is to help real estates grow their business, commissions, wealth and themselves. His clients receive at least a 400% return on their investments, plus they are happier, which is priceless. While at PhD, he created a training system that's measurably increased results. So, without further ado, let us just welcome our guest speaker today, Dr. Hank.
Yes, well, thank you, Gabriella, and thank you, Andy.
Welcome.
That
You're
it's a
welcome. You're
pleasure to
welcome.
be. Thank you, and a pleasure to be on your show and welcome your audience. And you're going to really love this. We're going to have a fun time together, and it's going to be enlightening. And we're all going to be able to feel better and get some new thoughts that will take us to more of our dreams coming true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Gabriella, you go ahead.
Right. So, Dr. Hank, thank you so much again for joining us. Can you just share with us your this journey that you endured? It was truly a miraculous one. Can you take us back to that pivotal time and moment after your
Yeah.
accident, and what was the spark that led you to trust divine intervention?
Yes, you bet. And so this was about 10 years ago, and I was in a major car accident, and it totaled my body and totaled my car. And when I woke up, the doctors told me I was paralyzed from my waist down, that they couldn't do anything to help me. In fact, if they would do an operation, that it might make it even worse and more pain, but still unable to walk. And so I just decided right at that time that that was is what I did not want. And I thought about, what do I want? It's so it's the temptation of things we don't want that we think a lot about. Like, for example, I have someone right now who was is in financial challenges, and he's so scared and fearful of that he's actually going to create more lack and limitation in his life. And so we need to take these things and think differently of them. And so in my case, this was physically that I could not walk from my waist down. And I decided that I would. And so I just started to breathe deeply. And, in the Bible, the word spirit actually means breath. It's the fastest
Hmm.
way for us to connect with
Yeah.
God. And
Yes.
so I started to breathe in deeply. I started to visualize and imagine with God's playground as our imagination. And I started to imagine on how beautiful it is walking and laughing and being enjoying, and my legs moving, my toes moving. And so it was one breath after the next, one moment after the next, one day after the next, one week. But I had complete and full trust in God, knowing that whatever I asked for, that I would be given. And
Mm.
so I asked to walk, and one day, months later, and me just knowing and happy every day, just knowing I was going to walk, that all of a sudden I felt a little energy in my right toe.
Wow.
And I know, being a mental scientist, that whatever we focus our attention on grows. And so I focused my attention on that movement. And I went, oh, this is so wonderful. And that my right toe started, I felt that energy, and it started to move, and it started to move, that energy, breath after breath, day after day. And it moved up my right leg, across my waist, down my left leg, and voila. And so now I am, and I love doing this, that I am a
Wow.
walking miracle.
Yes. Yes, you
And the doctor
definitely
said, "Oh my
are.
gosh, how'd this
Yes.
happen? What, there's something that,"
Gee.
and it
Yeah.
was the miracle. And all things, as we know, all things are possible with God, and
Mhm.
this became possible for us. And it's
Wow.
really that in this journey. Now, at this point, hearing that, do you have any questions or thoughts before I go on?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm very curious about the term divine intelligence. And I'd like
Yes,
you to define that for us, please, Dr. Hunt. Let us get a
yes.
clearer understanding of what that represents for you.
Yes, absolutely. So, as a mental scientist, and basically what that is I understand. I have my PhD, and I've been thinking, been taught, and understand on how the mind works, not the brain. Now, the brain is in us, and it goes down our spine and communicates, and what our body needs, and through our circulatory system, etc. But that our mind it is the thing that we're so used to, we don't realize and appreciate that we have this all powerful ability to be able to think. And so the scientist has proven, and I'm going to get to the divine intelligence here, but
Yeah. Yeah.
basically science has proven that it's three steps. They've proven this, and this is neurological scientists that all the different disciplines of scientists have found that it just takes three steps to have anything that we want. The
Mm.
first step is our all powerful thought.
Yeah.
So our thought then creates energy, and that energy, what the scientists call energy, is actually our emotions. So much of our creation is about our emotions, and our emotions are actually created through our thought. So our
Yeah.
thoughts create this energy, and that energy then creates, according to scientists, matter, matter. This is why thoughts become things. Now, what the scientists always leave out is God. And so, how it really plays out life for us to have it the way we want it is step one is it's our thought. We actually only have to do two things out of the five steps. We only have to do two things, our all powerful thoughts. Now, we have 60,000 thoughts a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for most of us, 80% of those thoughts are negative or unwanted thoughts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
whatever we think about, we get. No wonder why most of us aren't as happy and don't have more of our dreams coming true, etc., is because we're thinking about what we don't want. And we put a lot of value in what's happening right now, what my checking account balance is, how my health is, how I'm feeling, whatever. And that, but I'll share with you that you'll see that what's happening right now is old news. And here's why: is that my thought starts it all, and my thought automatically goes and goes into my feelings. Well, that's step two. But in step three, those feelings, your feelings, is actually how we communicate to the divine, to
Okay.
God and all there is.
Hmm.
And why is it feelings? Why can't I just say, hey, I want, whatever? Well, it's because what we really are believing is in our feelings. So we have a thought, I want more money. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough money, that your signal is, I don't have enough money. That's why
Yeah.
some people think, oh, there can't be a God. God doesn't answer my prayer. Oh, yes, God does. You say, oh, I want more money, and we're begging, saying, really feeling, I don't have enough money. And God goes, okay, there's no judgment here. I love you, son, daughter of mine, and I love you, and I'm going to give you what you want. So I'm going to give you more, not enough money.
Mm.
Okay.
And so, and even though I was asking, oh, I want more money, I was really feeling I don't have enough money.
Ah,
And so, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
in step three, though, the beauty is that our thought, all our powerful thoughts, so we're the ones that starts this whole creative process is through our thoughts. We've been blessed with this ability to mold the energies that creates worlds into our own experience. So in step three, that we have these emotions in step two that go and communicate to the divine, to
Okay.
God, to all that is,
Mm-hmm.
and to angels and archangels. And so, and I channel with all of them that they're, and it's all from what the word we typically use is God, but to make it more defined and understandable to us, that I use archangels, and it's all loving energy from
Yeah.
God. And so in step three, God instantly and receives our prayer.
Okay.
It's our prayers from our thought, right? And then God instantly answers our prayer. But people say, oh, but Dr. Hank, God didn't answer my, where's my stuff? Where's my money? Where's my health? Where's the car in the garage? Whatever. And well, where it is, it's in this energy form. God has answered our prayer. And then all we need to do is step four. So it's our thought step one and step four. And step four is what I call ABE.
Mm.
Allow, believe, expect that
Wow.
you're going to receive in step five, receive what you ask for. Ask
Okay.
shall receive. And what's in the
Yeah.
middle? The Father does the work. So
Right.
I'm not doing anything else but by asking. So let me give you an example where I'm not allowing in step four. So I say, I want to increase my business. Again, it can be anything. I'll use business. I want to increase my business. And then, so that's our prayer. But then we go, oh, this person, and we put value into what this person, whatever someone's telling me no,
Mm-hmm.
instead I go, oh my God, I don't have enough business. Now I'm praying for not enough business. So
Mm.
I was praying for business. Now I'm praying not. Now I'm praying for not. I don't have business, and what happens? I split my energy, and so
Wow.
instead of being fully focused on what I desire, that now I split my energy, and now I might get a little of it, but I'm not going to have my cup overflow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I allow and I believe that God will deliver to me what I have asked for, and so me walking, I'm a walking miracle. We're
Yeah.
all walking miracles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's the key here, is that I'm not special. I'm just connected. And we can all get connected. And
Yes.
Mm.
I have ways to connect. And so, one of the ways that, in fact, I'll offer to your audience for free, they can actually just call me. Most people won't take the inspired action like to
Mm.
call me, but my number in the US is 214-753-7204. And I
Yeah.
will literally just text me and say, I want the Joy Shop, JOY and
Yeah.
SHOP. And what the
Yeah.
Joy Shop is, it's a way in just 10, 15 minutes every day that it starts helping you to improve your thinking. And it moves you from this 80% of the time thinking about what I don't want to most of the time I'm thinking about what I do want.
Okay.
And by doing that it literally, if I improve my thoughts, it'll improve my life. And the Joy Shop, I guarantee you, and I've offered this for people that paid $1,000 for this, and I'm offering it free to everyone, that it is a way in order to become your greatest possibility.
Okay. So I have put the information to run across the screen, but now that we have spoken about the Joy Shop, let's enjoy something for just a minute or so, and then you can further elaborate, Dr. Han. So watch this.
To share something. So normally when I wake up every day, I have my phone next to me and I read the Joy Shop. But one particular morning, I woke up and opened up my email instead,
Yeah.
and it was like a subscription for something that I hadn't, remembered about. So it created this trigger in me where it was like, it just kind of dropped my vibrate. And then after that, just I watched the morning as, I came downstairs, everything was messy, and it triggered some more. Then I saw a broken dish, and so I realized how important the joy shop is, and starting the day off with like high vibrations. It's so, so important not to look at a text or email as soon as you wake up, which was always my immediate before.
Yeah.
I wake up, check my text messages or whatever, but I wanted to once I realized that, I was like, okay, I need to wake up every day and immediately read the joy shop, because that really sets off the day in a better mental space.
Yeah,
Wow.
isn't it
There you go.
beautiful?
So tell us,
Yeah.
you can further elaborate there, Dr. Hank.
Yes, yes. Well, so the Joy Shop again, it's a system, a way in order to really help to focus your mind on what you do want, and just briefly, what part of that is it first starts out with good feeling thoughts, and so it's what I'll send you are these good feeling thoughts. What the good feeling thoughts do is it literally raises your vibration. And by
Mhm.
raising your vibration, that then puts you closer to God. God is always in a state of joy. And we can get to a state of joy through our thoughts and thinking good feeling thoughts, because every particle in this universe, every situation, every person has the wanted in it or the unwanted. And we've actually been trained to look for the unwanted. Oh, I'm going to be guarded. The number one fear in America is public speaking. Over and above death
Yes.
is public
Yes.
speaking. And
Yes.
the reason
Yes.
why is we were told as children, oh, don't talk to strangers. And their vibration was like, oh my God, I might die if I talk to strangers. Okay. And that's what our parents were thinking, or teachers, or whoever. And they meant well, but they didn't understand. They never, when we were 18 or whatever, said, okay, now guess what? Everybody has been a stranger, and strangers are going to help you to become, have the things that you want. We all become successful with other people. And so
Yeah.
they meant well, but they didn't understand the truth of how powerful that we are. And we don't have to worry about anything. I don't lock my doors and, in my house or on my car, because there we are the creators of our own experience. And it's what we're thinking. And if I think that this is going to happen, I traveled the world, and I remember a few times when I've been to Egypt. I love going to Egypt and going to these power sources, the great temples, the pyramids, and everything. And people would say, "Oh, it's dangerous there," and not in my world. Nothing's dangerous. And I would go there, and the people were beautiful and wonderful, and I had the most amazing experience because we get to call it the way that we want it. Now, this idea about old news. See, we think that when we're looking at, again, our checking account or whatever is, oh, this is awful or whatever, or good, or, depending on your balance, that, and so, but the fact is, and I just shared with everyone that it all starts with my thought. This is just the byproduct of my thought, is whatever I'm experiencing. And so I want to change my experience, and I want to have more of my dreams come true. I just need to improve my thinking. And I've helped thousands of people. I started first with corporate Fortune 100 companies around the world. And I use this system and process that I have, and they were able to measurably increase their business results. And now I have the leisure, the pleasure, the ability to the freedom to be able to do whatever I want. And what I want is I want to help other people. That's why I'm on this show. Is I want to just share this good news and let everyone know that you have the power right here and right now to be able to feel good. And that's actually all you want, because God knows everything that you've been asking for. And when you feel good, you're in a state of allowing, and then you can allow your dreams to come true.
Wow. Gabriella?
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Could you tell me if there was ever a time that you doubted, DI, this divine intervention during your rough times, even after healing, and like how did you push through those moments of spiritual silence or even emotional resistance?
I didn't quite understand the question. And what you were saying, I think it was that how do I use divine intervention in order to overcome obstacles? Is that
No, right. No, I'm asking if there was
okay?
ever a time that you doubted divine intervention during your rough times, even after you were healed and you were able to
Oh,
walk.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were there any times that you
Okay,
doubted?
got it,
Yeah,
got it.
and how did
Okay,
you
great.
push
Yeah.
through?
So, so the first thing is the question, and like you said, rough times. I don't have rough times anymore. Now, do I have contrast? Oh, yes. I have contrast. And, I've had, someone say something that, not very nice to me, like my brothers who visited me recently, and I have that. But see, it's all about how we get to choose. Am I going to take whatever is going on in my life and someone says no to me and whatever in my businesses that I have or whatever, that what I do is I look at all contrasts. So it's anything that I don't like, don't love, don't want, that I know, and all of us signed up for this, that we came down to this amazing Mother Earth to walk on this ground, and that we knew we would have contrasts in this world. This world has everything we want and everything we don't want. We have to bump up against the contrast, the things we don't want, in order to birth what we do want. Otherwise, we would just be born and we wouldn't be eternal beings. But we're eternal beings for all of humanity and all that is because of our role down here. Each one of us are so important to all of humanity and all that is because we are experiencing this contrast and this birth of thought and feelings that God does, and we can go with God there, that expansion puts the eternity into all of us. That expansion makes this place a better world, our future a better future, a brighter future. Now, what most people do though is when they have the contrast, they think it's rough and tough and this terrible, and they Facebook everybody and they talk about everything, and they're sitting in their pity party, okay, over the contrast and not seeing the way that God saw, the way that Christ saw, sees, and the way that it is, and we see the blessing in it. We see here's what we want. This is birth, what I do want, and now we go with God. So it's okay if you don't go with God, you're still going to create eternity, but why not have us have a good time down here? And so I do. And that's the magic. One of my books, in fact, I've written 24 books. One of my books is called The Happiest Man in the World.
Yes, man.
Yes.
And yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I am. And then easy money, easy life. I have a program of this easy money and easy life. And you know what? And I love you guys, by the way, Annie and Gabrielle, you guys are good. I can feel your vibration and, and you're getting this. And I know your audience is getting it. That program I normally offer for $1,000, and I'll give it for $97. I think 90% off it. It will literally give you more money within 30 days. It's just amazing, and if not, you can have your money back, and you also have an easier life. Yeah, they're the happiest man in the
There you
world.
go.
Man, you
Happiest
do
man
good
in the
research.
world.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, the
You have
happiest man.
such an amazing legacy already set up, man. And I wonder when you sit with your people that you work with and you bring them into the space and you begin to share your stuff with them, how
Yeah,
do they react? How do they respond?
yeah,
Because it is so upbeat, so positive, and as you
yeah,
have said, so divine. What
Yeah.
normally is the response that comes from these people?
They feel great.
Wow, wow, wow.
That literally that after during the first session they go like, I just can't wait to the next session now, and it just takes us. And I've helped people. I've a person, in fact, this morning talked to a person. She's been with me every week. We meet for the last 12 years,
Yeah,
and we just go to new places and new abundance and prosperity, and when two or more of you are there, that so it shall be manifest on earth that 1 + 1 = 3. And so with my, because I channel with the divine, that I'm literally, I walk with God. In fact, one of my books is Walk with God. And
wow.
so I literally, I walk with God. And when you walk with God, then you become irresistible. It's fun. You feel good, and you come up with understanding, answers, and solutions to anything and everything that you want. And then your cup overflows. And see, most people's cup overfloweth, but with all this contrast and the stuff they don't want. Like, have you ever had a really bad day and you go, oh, it just can't get any worse than this? It gets even worse. And it's because it's what I'm asking for.
Hmm.
God's going to give it to us. And
Yeah,
so it's like, no, I'm just not going to go there anymore. That I'm going to look for the wanted. And so when we say look for the wanted, yeah, that's what we want. We want to look for what I want to see today, what I want. We live in a world of plenty. Doggies.
Hmm.
wow. So we had one of our audience, Anthony Charles, Dr. Anthony Charles. He says salutations. I know you could probably make much more comments than that, but quickly, Doctor, I just want to go into another video here, and for us to get from you, what is the deep meaning behind this aspect of the work that you do? So here we go.
We come together where our hearts are just open. And just think about that. It's just such relief to have an open heart, where we are able to be who we really are. And who we really are is just pure love underneath that ego and that committee and the devil, if you will. The only thing working against us is ourselves, with our smaller selves, and not operating with our higher self and with God and with an open heart. And I love that we're building this foundation together of trusting, believing in each other, and knowing that God brings us all things. And this is the time for each one of us to lead with our hearts. Well, it looks like
Well,
that didn't go through there, but I believe that that was with the Master Heart family,
yes,
where I was sharing on how when we get together, and it's this idea about we can attract anything into our lives. We're literally become magnets based on what we're thinking about to everything that we want. And so, some people call it the law of attraction. And again, it's all God, but we are, and in fact, this divine intelligence. A way to look at this is that there are these energies throughout the whole universe, and we have the power to call in these energies that creates worlds into our own experience. And so, one of the ways that I look at energies, and it's helpful for people to define them, is mankind that has walked before us have asked for 7 major things. And those 7 major things they've asked for, that God has answered. And God has this energy. So God is all energy, and the whole universe is this loving energy of God. And that we have the ability. Animals don't have this ability, birds, whatever, deer, the grass, don't have this ability, but the only ones
yeah,
that bless them with this ability to call in these energies. So, for example, Archangel Michael, who was the first archangel that came to me when I was being ordained as a minister, that it came to me and introduced me to him, and that basically he comes with the blue light for our mind, a blue energy for our spirit, our emotions, and then a blue angel dust for our body. And he is the master of helping us become masters of manifesting. And so if you call upon that energy that I want, Archangel Michael, please come in and manifest better health for me, manifest better relationship, manifest better, more income for me, whatever it may be, that these divine energies will help each one of us. So there's Raphael, who is this beautiful emerald green energy for health, and Gabriel, this white energy, to be an angel of communication. So every morning in my joy shop, I call them in, these beautiful energies. And so I become, again, I lovingly say, I become irresistible. I become an angel of communication. And it's not me doing it, it's that I have invited God in. And in these specific ways of what I do want, because I want to be an angel of communication. I want to be a master of manifesting. I want to have divine health. And so it is done unto me as I have asked.
Wow.
Hmm.
Gabriella, I'm gonna give you. I think he
I
probably
just
has time.
love it. Yes, I'm just loving his energy. It's just so bubbly and so full of positivity. And if we
Yeah.
could all think like that, we would be able to be just like him. So I hope that be encouragement. But I just want to shift a little bit. In a world that is increasingly driven by AI, artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
what risk do you see humans doing or forgetting if it is they don't tap into divine intervention?
Yeah, it's a great question, and that real hot topic right now is AI. And for sure, I recommend
Yeah.
everybody go to Chat GPT. It can be your personal
Yeah.
assistant, and here's what it knows. It's like an 8-year-old genius, okay? And it knows everything that has happened before us, okay? And it goes on websites and it searches on history and everything. And so it's all really kind of old news, if you will, but it's okay that it can, do a great resume for you, great share, that you can on social media, whatever, that it can help you, with a lot. I know people that have written whole books just using Chat AI. And the key is the question. What do you ask this 8-year-old genius on it? And so it is beautiful. I use ChatGPT for a lot of things, and I just asked for it about the 5 languages of love, and it gave the 5 languages of love, and then it said, "Oh, do you want? I have a relationship with it. Do you, Dr. Hank, want to have a quiz on this to see what you are?" And I go, "Oh, sure." And it whips out a quiz, and in
Yeah.
2 minutes you know what you are, and so it's great, but it's not going to take you to where you want to go.
Mm.
Yeah.
We are the creators of our own experience. And as we get really defined in the joy shop and understanding what we want, God pays a path for us to go down. And how do we know we're on that path? When it feels good. I have a thought, and that thought comes from God, and I should go call, Mary or whatever, that I will be given inspired thoughts. I'll be given inspired action. So I am not one that says, "Hey, I want you to work hard." In fact, it's kind of funny that I heard Andy say, "Well, when you work with your clients," and I don't work at all. Okay, and I don't have my clients work at all, and like I don't like that word, but I love play, and so I play, and let's see. There's a comment: "Hope is in realizing we let go to allow God into our hearts." You bet. And so this idea about allowing, now some people, and I want to address that because this ad has been confusing to people, is people will say to me, "Oh, I'm going to do God's will." And I say, "You're waiting for God's will? You'll wait for all of eternity. You got to do the asking, and God's will is get out of my way now and allow me to show you the way to what you want. Because
Right.
when you get what you want, you thrive, but everybody else around you thrives as well. And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this. See, we've been told, oh, don't be selfish. There's no other way to be. I can't think or feel for anyone else. But I can think and feel for myself. And when I think and feel and I'm feeling good, and to understand this part too, how does God communicate to us? I explained on how we communicate to God with our thoughts, our emotions communicate to God. Well, God communicates back and has guided us every moment of every day of our lives. God has guided us, and they go, really? What are you talking about? And it's through our feelings. When you
Right.
feel good, it's God saying, you're thinking about this, you're doing this just the way I'm thinking about it, just the way I would do it. You're on your path. When you feel bad, you just say, oh, this is God telling me I'm not thinking about this the way that God is. So think of everything that you thought of, like, oh, I don't have enough, whatever. And how do you feel? You feel bad. God goes, I got it all for you, man. First of all, we're alive and well. We have a roof over our head. We have food on the
Mhm.
table. I mean,
Yeah.
we all live better than kings and queens ever did. Okay, we got electricity and phones and a
Yes.
whole library in our phone. We got AI. We got, all of this. It's just amazing. But if you want to get to where you want, AI, again, it'll, make you look better, and tell you about the past or whatever. But if you want to know the steps to your path, you tap in to divine intelligence. And so
Mm.
how do I do that? I ask. And so
Yeah.
I asked the archangels, and again, I can, if you want to understand what the archangels are, who they are, and I can give you more, detail on that. And so we can literally start creating this our life with God. And so
Yeah.
and another thing to understand is these 80% of thoughts, I call it the committee. And so imagine up in your head that there's this beautiful mahogany table, and we've made it this beautiful and powerful. Okay, it's really just the devil. And there's these beautiful executive chairs that are around this table. Okay, and those characters that are there is fear. Okay, fear, and fear is just false evidence appearing real. And when you face everything and rise, I just did two acronyms of fear. Okay, face everything and rise. When you face your fear, you'll realize, oh, it wasn't there. They're shadows. Go to
Hmm.
the light. When you feel good, you're the light, and you shine your light on these shadows, but they're fear, worry, doubt, complaint, blame, shame, guilt, not enough. Okay, and all of these characters, it's literally the devil. It's the temptation. It's what the Bible talks about. And it's not something out there, it's within us. Now, is it a
Mm.
blessing? It actually is, because the devil tells me what I don't want. And so I'm just not going to be listening to it anymore. When it comes up and says, oh, there might not be enough, of whatever, or, I don't like that person or whatever. And just pay attention to your feelings. You don't have to monitor these 60,000 thoughts. Pay attention to how you feel. And when you feel good, you're on a roll and you're going. And and so now there's another comment that color blue does activate the release of enzyme in the body that include healing. Absolutely. And so see, and as long as you believe that, it's on you as you believe. And so those are good, healthy thoughts. Now, if you think that polypeptides, can kill you, then no, that doesn't feel very good, And so it all depends on what you believe. And what you do is we have beliefs within us, a kingdom within us that don't serve us anymore. And so you don't
Hmm.
have to go digging all this stuff up anymore. What you can simply do is just start thinking and asking, what do I want? What do I appreciate? How do I want my day to go? And this is all in the joy shop. And God will start giving you answers on how to have it. And then you tap in to the divine. And now you're on your lighted path, walking down the corridor of joy with the gleaming divine light of God on you. And the doors of prosperity are opening for you. The doors of your dreams being experienced are opening for you. That you have more laughter, more smiles, more love, joy, peace, enlightenment. It's all there. And it's this corridor of joy that is eternal. And there's no end to it. And that's where I put the people that I help. That's where we go. And together we walk down this corridor with no end to it, and it just gets better and better and better. And for all
Wow.
of us, that you listening to this, you will now start having a better future. You'll see your day will be better. And it's all because of the power of God that flows through me to you, but also flows to you, and you're feeling now the presence of this loving energy that can guide you. So lighten up, take it easy, breathe deeply, and know that everything that you want is coming your way starting right now.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
So
I
he's,
gotta go, guys.
yes, I know. Wow. Such amazing and wonderful. So we just want to thank you, Dr. Hank, for spending this time with us
Yeah,
and for engaging in such an amazing way. You've been so open and so refreshing, so fruitful. We
yeah.
hope that you have much success as you continue in your future. And Gabriella and I are gonna hold on the shift for the next 15 minutes or so. So
Okay.
we bid you farewell and Godspeed, and we will maintain contact with you as you continue to
Well,
help others.
Gabriella and Andy, I thank you, and to all of you out there, listening, watching this, and for your comments, and that know that really that you got this now. That there's no karma against you. There's nothing working against you. It doesn't matter what your upbringing was. Doesn't matter. Just change your story and
Yeah.
change your story about that. Actually, all this contrast, all this stuff that has happened to me has brought me to this perfect magical moment right now that we're in, to realize that, wow, I have the power to improve my life, to have my dreams come true. And I can all do it by simply asking, I just want to feel better. I want to have better feeling thoughts. And then you will discover everything that you want and experience in this beautiful life. Love you all. Bye bye.
Love you too.
I
Bye
love you
bye.
Thank
too.
you. Bye.
Yes. Bye. Wow. So, Gabriella, we are stuck here with each other, but that's a good thing.
That's okay. Yes, that's good. That's
We
good.
we have an audience, so we're gonna continue. I just want to go now into the thought of the week,
Yeah.
and the thought of the week is the best things in life are free, but the deepest things in life will cost us the most. And I hope folks can unravel that.
Hmm.
Thought of the week: the best things in life are free, but the deepest things in life will cost us the most. So let me leave the thought of the week up there while I simply just comment on it a bit. The best things in life are free. The air that we breathe, the sunshine that we get up to in the morning, the night stars in the night that look so amazing with the moon as the backdrop or the background. Fantastic, superb. Sometimes I'm driving down the creek and I look at the amazing Picasso like work and I'm saying, woo, those people don't want nothing with God. He's the greatest artist on the planet ever. All these things are free. But guess what? The things that are deeper and virtuous with regards to our personal values as human beings, that is going to cost us the most because you don't get there just like that. You don't get up in the morning and have the wisdom that Dr. Hank just had and shared with us. He had to go through a process. It cost him a lot, almost his life. But guess what? When he came through, when God pulled him through and he got what he considers or describes as a miracle, a whole new world of value opened up for him. And as he said, it's not work. I enjoy life so much. I enjoy the beautiful things about what I do so much. And that divine connection with God makes everything so much more better, so much more lively, so much more happier, so much more lovable and fulfilling. That we just have to think positively every day about all aspects of our lives. desire it, yearn for it, and do what is necessary to get to that place. Ignore everything else. And he's absolutely, absolutely correct. Gabriella, your thoughts?
And yes, it will take for you to say, "Oh, yeah, forget everything." Yeah, because we'll be like, what? We talking about? I don't have no money right now. With me, forget everything. So, I mean, it is a sacrifice, And as Dr. Hank said, you have to be in that mindset and you have to be in that space where you realize that the divine intervention, it's beyond you. Yes, we
Yes.
are our own worst enemy. Sometimes we limit ourselves by our thoughts and
Yeah.
our actions, but if
Yeah.
we really trust God and we really ask and we speak it, because our words have power, our words have life. And I continue to encourage persons along that line that we speak more positively, we speak things into being, and what you put into the atmosphere will become. So every morning, yes, you may be going through whatever, and you may be going through your challenges, and you may not be able to see a way right now.
Hmm.
But if you continue to be consistent and persistent, and you continue to seek God, and you be willing, and you be open and vulnerable to God, and you just let it be known, He will come through. And you will
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, I did not know He was working in the background. Because a lot of times we don't see it.
Yes.
We don't see God working in the background. We just know that right
Yeah.
now we're in this hard time. And then when we come out of it, we'll be like, oh, all right, God was really in the background working for me. I just needed to trust Him a little more. So that is our cue there, that we don't wait until the results happen and then be like, yeah, it was God. We need to continue to trust Him in the process and in the moment.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Gabriella.
Yeah.
I just want to play a short video now of
Hmm.
someone who has been on our program. Um, she is Phoebe Trotman. She is living in Canada now, but
Yeah.
she was born in Barbados, I think. She was an amazing guest on our program, a writer, a businesswoman. She played with the Canadian national football team, as a
Mm.
matter of fact. Yeah, and now she works with a whole lot of people back in Canada, especially young people who are seeking to, engage in a higher level of life, more value, and choose their career carefully. So let's just see how she promotes our program and share some love. Stand by for it.
Hi, friends. Phoebe Trotman here. I wanted to just thank Andy Charles and the team for what they're doing with their broadcast. One of the things that stood out to me is that they truly care. They are there every single Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, sharing what they have gone through, their experiences. They have guests who have gone through real challenges, and those guests are sharing what they've done to push through those challenges. But one of the things the reason I want to encourage you to tune in is because it helps you realize you're not alone. There is a community of people who care. There are people out there who've gone through challenges and they're sharing what they did to push through. And so it's a show of hope. It's a show of encouragement. It's also a show where you can learn. You can learn a tip or two to help you along your journey. So I encourage you again, tune in every single Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. They have a great lineup of guests. They themselves, they share their experiences, and I know it will help you through your journey. So I wanted to wish you continued success, good health, and many blessings in 2024 and beyond.
Oh, thank you, Phoebe. Yeah. She is such an
Love.
amazing, wonderful person. So, Gabriella, we're going to bring her back at some time and you're going to have
Okay.
the opportunity to meet her. But she's just pumped and awesome with love. And she
Mhm.
understands that we are trying to build this community where people can have hope and
Yeah.
value for life, that they can look forward to somebody or something, someone, somewhere, as we continue to grow and develop and build, to help us work through some of the amazing stuff that people have to go through every day in this life. And every morning you get up, it's a new challenge,
Yeah.
because sometimes as life goes on, things become much more challenging. But guess what? The more we embrace those challenges with the right mindset, with the right attitude, and the right words coming out of our mouths, is the better we equipped to handle them as they go on. And Dr. Hank alluded to this so much in his presentation. So, Gabriela, what stood out most to you with this amazing guest? What can you remember now from our
Huh,
just concluded
so much,
with
so
him?
much. I think I just love the fact that his demeanor,
Yeah.
despite his challenges, and because he took that mindset shift from not being able to walk. He didn't believe what the doctors said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he started to believe, what, I am going to walk. Whether it starts with one part of my toe, some
Uh,
movement is going to happen. And he did not
right.
persist, and he didn't allow what the world had to say or what the doctors had to say. He believed in God. He believed that, what, if I put my
Mhm.
mind to it, it will happen. And
Okay.
that for me was mind blowing for me, because this is a walking miracle. And he said, yes, we all are walking miracles, but he literally was in this state where he couldn't walk. And now he's here as a testimony to show you that how powerful our minds really are. And I think that is one of the threads that is going through our whole podcast every Tuesday. Someone always highlights the fact that our mind is so powerful. And it continues to be a trend. And I hope that persons really understand that we have that power. We have that power in our minds to make that shift and to make our challenges no longer a stronghold over our lives. We have that power to overcome, and even having God at the center, which makes it all the sweeter and all the merrier and all the easier, is such a great thing. And I like the fact that he has leaned into the divine intervention and intelligence. It's not just about depending on AI and letting, because AI has come into our space now where where creativity is becoming so minimized, because everybody is solely
Hmm.
dependent on external
Yeah.
factors to think
Yeah.
for them. And now we have persons like their brain cells now is just becoming less and less, because they are not
Mhm.
allowing themselves to be creative, because we have inherited and we have this instilled within our and birthed within us the creativity to overcome, to go through things in life, to for our experiences. But we allow the external factors now to come and dictate. And now we know in the background basically moving like robots, you know. So my encouragement is that person tap into that divine intelligence, because God is always with us, and we are our own worst enemies, and we need to
Oh
step
yeah.
up, and we need to be encouraged and really understand that we can come out of our situation. We have that power, we have that authority, and once we speak it, then yeah. And as he said before, the devil would come in on, because he don't want us to grow. He don't want us to be in that place
Mhm.
where we
Mhm.
would be magnified and that we would be lifted up. He wants us to stay in that place where we're in that negative zone and saying, you know what, this is life. Like somebody blight me, somebody spite me, some karma, something. And we
Yeah.
believe it. And once we start to believe it, then it becomes part of our existence. So once it comes our thoughts, it goes over to our feelings. We start to feel what it is that we are saying, and then it becomes our actions. So let us not allow the negative to dictate and don't let even our limited belief cause us to self-sabotage our own lives, and let us be encouraged to speak a little more positively in our lives. So that's my encouragement, and that's what stood out to me with Dr. Hank today.
Yeah. That was powerful. Thank you, Gabriella.
Yeah.
What I gather so much from him is that we don't seem to understand that we have to get out of God's way and
Mm,
really allow divine intelligence to take the place of our intelligence.
mhm,
And the way in which he put that across, it makes so much more sense. We think we have control. We think we have the ability to make things happen.
yeah.
Well, reality is that we don't. But guess who has it? God does. He created everything. He began by saying, "Let there be," and whatever he said came into being, came into reality. And so, even in this modern day and age and time, AI was not created by some random thought. It was an inspiration that came to man, and then man went on and created something out of that inspiration.
Yeah.
So there's good in that. But at the end of the day, as you rightly say, we cannot forsake who we are originally. We were created to look and resemble the very image, represent the image of God. Yes? He said, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness." And here's the part that I like the most about Genesis 1 and 26. He said, "Let them have dominion over the fish in the sea, the birds in the heavens, yes,
Yeah.
livestock, all of the earth, and every creeping and crawling thing." I want us to think about that for a moment. Imagine God give man so much dominion when he originally created man. And what we have done is we have given all that away to Satan.
Mm,
and all the
Mm,
negative influence that exists. And so that is why we struggle so much in
yeah.
this current life. So Dr. Charles has something here. He says what Gabriella is saying about creativity and how it can affect the body by the spirit is very real. Thank you for your comment, Doc. Keep
Thank
on
you
bringing
so
them
much,
in.
Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now he has something for the units of trust, taking reality under spiritual and scientific testing. Ooh, that's fascinating. Okay,
Reality understood.
you're on a roll, Doc. So to me, Gabriella, that's what stand out as the powerful assumption of
Yeah.
men that they can, we could do this and no, 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 no. All good things, all divine inspiration came from God for a particular reason. And He's showing us what He has built and placed within us and what we are capable of achieving, but we must put Him first.
Yeah.
He must be at the center of everything that we do because He wants to get the honor and glory for His divine creation. And He deserves it. So at the end of the day, move out of the way, people, and link yourself and cling to divine intelligence because
Mm,
God knows how to bring that reality into our lives so that it makes a difference, so that every day we get up we have something to look forward to, and it happens one day at a time, one moment at a time. Don't rush it, like Dr. Hank says. Take our times, step by step, one by one, but we can overcome all obstacles. We can become truly the amazing and wonderful and glorious people that God has created us to be. But we must move out of the way and allow the divine one with all the intelligence to take the lead, and then we follow. And he will lead us into marvelous paths of love, happiness, fulfillment, and of course, righteousness. Yeah?
mm, yes. That's so much
So
things you said there, Andy. So much.
I, I just
Wow.
I just feel great about what we have done today. Guys, I need to get back to work. Stay blessed. Shalom. Shalom, my
Thank you
friend.
for being with
Godspeed.
us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Gabriela, we are just 2.5 minutes away. I'm gonna give you one of those 2.5 minutes to just do a final wrap up as we seek to close off. We are coming to the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you, Andy. So
Uh-huh.
today was really enlightening. I really enjoyed Dr. Hank. He was so spot on and so incredible in his demeanor, and he was so on point with everything that he spoke about and having divine intervention. And I want to just highlight the part where we need to let go. And to whoever may be listening in our audience, I know that it is easier said than done to say let's put ourselves aside and let God. You know, they say let go and let God.
Hmm.
But I just want to
Yeah,
be that encouragement
yeah.
that when you let go and you let God, then you would see the miraculous things and turn around in your life. You would see the things that you didn't even
Hmm.
dream of. Sometimes we even limit what we think should happen and be the outcome, and then God comes and blows us away. So
Yeah.
let go of the pride, let go of the fact that you wanted to do things on your own because it becomes burdensome, it becomes anxious, it becomes to the point where you're frustrated because you're really trying to do this thing on your own and you don't want nobody in your business and you're saying, you know what, go through this myself. I would fight up. And then in the night when nobody watching you, you're crying, you're frustrated. It's
Hmm.
like, where's God? Where's God? Why I can't come out of this situation? But
Yeah.
we need to put aside ourselves and really trust God. It's going to take all of our energies, it's going to take all of our mind power and strength. But just know that when you do that, when you actually let go and let God, He will continue to come through. And as Dr. Hank said in the ending there, when it comes to the AI could just take you, the external factors could just take you to one point. But when you want to reach your fullest potential, then divine intervention is your go-to because
Hmm.
that's the only way you could become who you are fully in Christ and as a child of God. So that's my
Yeah.
encouragement for those listening. Tap into your divine intervention. Don't depend on the external factors and tap into your own creativity and into your own potential as well. Because if Christ lives in you, bet your bottom dollar, you have that potential to become the greatest and the most excellent person on the planet.
So, final thought there by Anthony Charles. By the way, Dr. Anthony Charles is a homeopathic, neuropathic, and alternative medication doctor. He's absolutely
Okay.
wonderful. So, he
Awesome.
says, yep, yep, correct. We don't have control, and Dr. Hank highlights the importance of us letting go to the source. God can take charge. That's the only way we get our full potential. So true. Well
Yep.
said. Well done. So, folks, we have come to the end of this amazing, amazing episode. And I just want to share with us one more time the thought of the week as we go. It says, the best things in life are free, but the deepest things in life will cost us the most. And remember, to everyone who aspires to lead, you have to first learn how to serve. Hear me now. If you want to be the best in leading, you must be the greatest in serving. And so, on those notes and on those thoughts, I am Andy Charles together with my guest host.
Gabriella Woods.
Yeah, we are saying bye on this episode of Breaking Out of Depression. We'll see you next time. And we are supposed to be live. We thank you for your patience and your continued commitment and support. And remember, do all you can to continue to break out of depression.
Depression.
Gabriela, I see you on the next side in about 2 minutes. Okay, so